Hey, what's up guys, it's APS3e here. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the brand new version of the APS3e, which is officially the first PS3 emulator which was released for Android devices. So the beta 0.14 of APS3 was posted about 3 days ago, and you'll be able to see there is no changelog given for this emulator. We'll be testing it out and finding out what's actually new, if the performance improvements are there, because in our last video we saw that APS3 was performing very bad compared to the RPCSX Emulator Android, and we also have some news regarding the RPCSX Android which I'll be telling you guys later on in this video, because you know that PS3 emulator for Android hasn't received updates in almost 3 weeks, but don't worry, something big is coming. This has been confirmed by one of my friends who is a contributor for RPCSX Android. To start off, we don't really have any official changelog for this version of APS3, but if we just go ahead and go to core settings, make sure to set the PPU threads to 2. Afterwards, you can keep everything as default. Make sure that the preferred SPU threads is set to 0 for best amount of compatibility possible. Afterwards, in terms of video resolution, we'll set it to 720 by 480. Afterwards, shader mode should be asynchronous shader recompiler. Shader precision should be low. Afterwards, write color buffers and read color buffers have been turned on because we'll be testing out God of War 3 in today's video. Enable stretch to display area. Afterwards, scroll down, and in terms of resolution scaling, you'll be able to see we have set the resolution scaling to 60, but I'll downscale it to 50%. This will provide you with best performance. In terms of Vulkan settings, FIFO present mode has been disabled because it acts as VSync. In terms of custom driver, we'll turn this option on for turbo mode. In terms of performance overlay, we have also enabled this, and you can increase the size of the performance overlay by increasing the font size, which is set to 15. Now these are the official best settings in terms of video. In terms of audio output renderer, we have set it as null to get the best performance, because if you disable audio output, you will get even better performance than what you used to get before. Other than that, we have set up everything. We have added our firmware, and we have also added 3 games which are the God of War 3 demo, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, as well as Batman Arkham Asylum. Now if we take a look at about, then here you will find information about your device, and there is no changelog that has been written either in about or gratitude. So I really wish there was a section for changelog so we could find out what's new in the brand new versions of APS3. But what matters the most is the performance. So let's jump right into God of War 3 test to see how well does this emulator work. Now a bit background history of the APS3 emulator if you are new to the channel. Basically, this was the first PS3 emulator which released for Android devices, and only after this were the main developers of RPCS3 focused on creating an RPCS3 Android port. Before this, there were no PS3 emulator for Android devices, and the developer of APS3 single-handedly ported the RPCS3 emulator for Android devices. Recently, APS3 also got some amazing features such as the ability to save game states finally in the last update. So here you will be able to see save state feature is present. Nonetheless, we'll just go ahead and tap on resume game. At the top left corner, we have the FPS bar, and you will be able to see that the FPS which we are getting is actually super low. Now there are 2 reasons why the FPS might be low in this brand new version of APS3. The first possible cause might be because of brand new internal changes that have been made, which causes performance loss in flagship Android devices such as the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Now I can test it out on my Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 tablet. If you guys do want me to do that, then let me know in the comment section down below. I had thought of comparing the APS3 emulator with the RPCSX emulator, but then when you see performance like this, you think to yourself, bro, RPCSX emulator is actually so good in terms of performance. But one thing which I am noticing is in terms of graphics, APS3 emulator is actually pretty decent. You will be able to see, even though we set the resolution scale to 50%, even though we have downscaled our graphics, none of it actually showcases in the game, which is very weird. So the settings don't actually work compared to RPCSX, where the settings do actually work, and the FPS is also amazing. You'll be able to see after compiling some shaders, we are getting about 4 to 5 FPS even in demanding scenarios. So this is not exactly what you call a playable gameplay experience. This is very terrible, to be honest. On a Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, this performance is just not acceptable. And even though RPCS3 Android ports like these use your own system graphics driver, which means the performance should be even better, still you will be able to see there are just too many lagging issues, and it's not really worth it. But I don't realize what happened to APS3, because before it used to provide really amazing performance, but after the 2 most recent updates, the performance just fell down for literally no reason whatsoever. But here we go, our game has successfully started. As you'll be able to see, the PS3 game does actually work. My phone is also heating up a bit, but unfortunately the performance is just not there, making it a very unplayable experience. Well guys, I wanted to test out another game, so I have booted up the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm demo, and let's find out if we get more FPS in this game compared to God of War 3. Well, this is one of those games that work easily at 60 FPS on the PS3 Emulator Android, so I am hoping that the same goes with the APS3 as well, but judging from the performance which we saw just few minutes ago, I don't think it will be possible. So at the top left corner, okay, never mind, the FPS is actually pretty decent. You will be able to see we are getting straight up 30 FPS, and I'm not sure if it is capped to 30 FPS, so we are not getting more than 30, or I'm not really sure, but the game is actually running at decent FPS, and this is what I'm most interested about. Like, I don't really understand if it is the game that I'm testing or if it is the emulator or just God of War 3 not being supported well on this APS3 Emulator Android. Should I test out the original full version of God of War 3 on my Android device? Do let me know in the comment section down below. That's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.